so are you. I am going live with a new stuff than I've normally done, so I'm not sure if I'm doing this right. So let's see. I'll click this. Okay, I see chat. All right, it's working. Hi, everybody. Welcome. This is funny. I don't do technology typically. I'm not a technology lady. And then on top of it, technology is going down the toilet. Have you guys noticed? Like the past 48 hours in particular. In fact, later on today, a lot of you know this, I have a show that I do every Sunday at 2 p.m. Pacific Standard Time in the zoologynetwork.com platform. And today is a live stream day. So today we stream on all social media platforms. And it's just been impossible to get technology to work on Todd's end. So I'm going to stream it from my channel and from my platform. So those of you who are looking for our show, that's where you're going to see it today. And then that recording will then be uploaded to the zoologynetwork.com platform. When it's just crazy. Technology is really going for a plummet. It's crazy. Hello, Genevieve. Bonjour. Welcome. Lindsay says, hello, lovely sister. This is my favorite time of week. Oh, do you know why my forehead is so sore to touch? As though it's bruised, but not bruised. I know exactly what you're talking about. Immense vibrating in my head all week. So I've been struggling with this area too. This area right here, the third eye area, it's struggling is like, for me, it's not been that unpleasant. However, yes, it's been like this, there's this vibration and also electricity. There's an electrical charge, and it's like goes in there, and it's really cool because you can follow it. You can watch it as if you're part of the electricity as it goes through. And it can be a very euphoric experience. And then once your ears start to ring loudly, then it pulls you out of that like deep, awesome trance place. And though after these, we'll find that the next day or two that there's a soreness that's sore to the touch. And then within about a week or so of that, then you'll start to notice this weird patch of like what looks kind of like acne coming out. And this is a purge, and we're all doing this. There's like a cyclical thing to it. So it's not like you're not going to do this every week, but some people are going to be doing it more regularly than others. It just depends on the level of toxins that your body's collected along the way, right? So it's a really good question. So yeah, it's been happening a lot. So let's see. Vegan Vixen, hello. Thank goodness I got the notification this week. I'm so glad. I didn't get it last Sunday and couldn't find it either. Wow. Anyway, such much love all the way from Wales, UK. It was good to see you, Vegan Vixen. And I'm airing on a different kind of a technology today. I think it's called Restream. And that way I'm able to air also on Facebook for the first time simultaneously. And we'll see how that goes. All right. So Vegan Vixen says also got nasty sores inside my nose. Oh, it's almost like just on the inside of your nose. They're really painful as well. Bit of a cold to anyone else. This cold thing, a lot of people are talking about this. They're calling it Ascension flu or Ascension cold because simultaneously we all got it at the same moment, no matter where you are on the planet. Like that's not how contagions work. Typically, there's like a proximity thing. You got to get close to somebody, sneeze on them, lick your palms and wipe it on their face. I don't know, and so there's got to be something like that for transference to occur. And it didn't. People who were in Australia had the same time that people in the States had it, that same time that people in UK had it, that kind of a thing. So I don't know exactly what it is. I do know that we are all going through this right now, and it's a purge of some sort, and that's good. The sinuses, as they drain out and down, they activate a bunch of stuff. You're purging, but then you're also activating the cough response. Remember, when someone's having a early stages or early signs of a cardiac arrest or a heart attack, that you will encourage them to cough, to get their heart pumping, right? And so I'm pointing this out to show you that your third eye, your brow chakra, your throat chakra, your higher heart chakra, and your heart chakra are all being activated and helped when we're coughing. It's like, it's exercise. Like we're going to the gym to learn how to use these new muscles, like, right, that kind of thing, right? So just keeping that in mind, that that's part of this. And there's also the added benefit of the purging. I'm not enjoying the ear stuff that's happening, that with this sinus kind of thing. There's these ear passageway kind of things that are happening. It's really uncomfortable. A lot of people are reporting. I kind of almost, and everybody's knows their own body. I wonder to myself, when people talk about the all of a sudden having so much TMJ, that sore jaw that people are blaming on grinding their teeth at night. I'm wondering if it's more to do with what I'm having experience with. And this is ear canal related. We're draining in our ear canals, and some kind of activations happening in these chakras right now. Genevieve, my nose is like that, Lindsay, like a pimple feeling. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention that, but nothing there. And delicate when I touch it, not pain, but uncomfortable. Yeah, that's how I would describe it too, Genevieve. It's just that I noticed that too. And I'm just like, do I have like zits inside my nose? What's going on? Like a lot of people will see me like I'm always going like this because I'm always feeling like there's something happening there. It's really annoying. Kylie, crazy dizzy still. I feel buzzed. Yeah, I know, right? Like I feel so. And then I'm talking with energy more. And so as I talk with energy more, I talk more like a surfer, like, whoa, and so like everybody's always thinking I'm stoned like all the time. Yeah, so I can't think right or get my words to sound or come out right. Having a lot of this, also losing vocabulary, temporarily losing vocabulary, access to uh, a means of articulating appropriately. I'm finding that is very obvious for me, being that I'm just this word person. I mean, like, I dual majored, I was in social work, but I was also, my other degree was teaching with English with a teaching emphasis. This is my field. And for me to not know how to say spoon, feel like my brain is failing. Yeah, I know, right? Anyone else? Yep. By the way, I'm so glad to catch the live today. I'm so happy that you were able to join us, Kylie. Yes, I totally agree with all of what you're talking about. And, it feels kind of like pregnancy brain for those of you who've been pregnant. Like you just kind of feel swishy in your brain and you're like, I'm learning so much stuff right now and I'm not going to remember any of it. And that's what we're doing right now. We're getting constant downloads too, like all the time. Oh, and time is slowing. I wrote a couple of notes. I'm glad I put it out there. Time is slowing. Like, we're noticing the time shifting. We're like, whoa, that's really cool. Well, what's happening now too is that I'm noticing that there have been moments where usually it's when I'm dealing with technology, like it's like, wow, why is it taking so freaking long to download this thing or to process? And then I realized that I've only been watching it for like 9 seconds and it feels like it's been 15 minutes. It's like, wow, it's really weird. Something about that time slowing, technology failing. Excuse me, lots of things about this. And then all of a sudden this new level of frequency, we're able to connect with our hearts together. And that's been really, really cool. And so like the heart filling up kind of sensation and all that kind of stuff. I also wrote connections. There's like we're establishing a new way of connecting to one another. That's why a lot of us are having this giggly wiggly thing on our heart center right now. It's really fun and cool and like squishy meaning like, like those good hugs, the squishy hugs. That's what it feels like. We're all like in squishy hug land. It's really neat. Anyway, I digress. Mia, hello, my tribe, my dear Pamela. I love you all. I love you, Mia. It's so good to see you, sweetie. Vegan Vixen's responding to somebody else. It comes and goes, Kylie, for me. Small, very small portions. I'm sorry, this is Genevieve. Of meat helps ground the dizzy feeling. Oh, you know what? Genevieve mentioned this. Let's talk about this for a second. I've had an alarming number, alarming, I don't actually get alarmed. That's a fun word to say, of people who have emailed me the past 24 or 48 hours or so, who are either vegans or vegetarians, and they're going, why am I eating meat? My body wants me to eat meat right now. And, I went through this and I still do occasionally too. I'm technically almost a vegan, though I do eat meat sometimes. My body's like, a hamburger sounds really great right now. And then later on, I'm like, I didn't do that. Because my body's like, haha, purge time. But, a lot of people are having this happen. And so just go with the flow, follow what your body's telling you. It's not going to sway you wrong. The only place that I found difficult to understand my body is when there's a hazy line, when we have some type of addictive like substance, something like sugar or something like that your body will crave. And it's not really a craving, it's more of a dependency thing happening. Once we can figure out the difference, then it's really easy to just follow what your body wants. Hello, Jacques Aranda Maria. I love you. I'm so happy that you've been joining us on these. Hello, sweet sister, and everyone. Sending love to you all and to you, Genevieve. Today I feel it so. Wow, I just got really excited. Today I feel it less, so it's very nice, Vixen. I'm glad that you're happy and feeling it less. Karen says cold sore's gone, but now the weepy thing is happening. Yep. Weepy thing is happening again. Every second, just of every day, just cry. Yeah, dude. This is a big deal. A lot of people are noticing this right now. Just the needing to release, to purge, to release out all of this crying and this just allowing it to come through. It's very healing, crying. We don't often realize it. And so often too, we don't allow ourselves to see past the conditioning that's taught us how, like most of us were like, didn't cry. I didn't cry at all. Like I cried like once every 6 months, every year or so. And I would be in pain as a result of it. My body was so unused to it. But yeah, and now I cry all the time. It's awesome. Crying is really cool. It's a good release. But a lot of people are noticing it a lot more right now. Crying, just happy, sad, crying in joy, crying in bliss, crying in gratitude, crying because you don't know why. Turns out I cry when people walk by that need to cry and they haven't done it themselves. I go to these lives, I go to these groups, and I'll sometimes cry for people who are in the audience, sometimes cry for people who are actually talking in the groups. Cosmic Onion, hello, sweetie, so good to see you. Hello, Tess. Hi, Pamela. When I try to take a nap, I get jolted awake. Yep, but what is that? Is this Kundalini energies waking me up? Is this probably? Yes, it's so I'm having a lot of this too. And yeah, it's it's excited energy. And this is my main problem right now. If I had to say that something that I was struggling with, that I was trying, I would love to find a way around it, is because it's causing some difficulty in getting rest that I would like to have my body to have. I'm going to sleep and waking back up 20, 40 minutes later. And I'm wide awake though. So it's excited energy. And then it's like, I want to go do something. Let's go draw. Let's go. And it's like, I should be asleep. Like I totally full on should be asleep. I got stuff going on tomorrow. It's not like I'm just going to be like, scrubbing around the house. I'm going to be doing stuff. So I would say that what it is that it's connecting to the energies of these higher frequencies. They're really excited. We're really excited. We're here now. We're actually here, people. Can you believe it's the 17th? Like we're here. We did it. We're right here. And now this is like that weird, awkward phase where like, now we're no longer the top dog on campus. We've moved into a higher frequency. So we're in a new school. And in this school, we don't know what we're doing. we don't know where things are at. We don't, when we feel awkward or we feel like that we feel like that dork, feeling, and so just not sure where to be and how to be. So just let yourself be in the flow and in these moments that we're in, and while you're not getting that sleep, if you can get any kind of naps that you can, try to do that. I mean, I don't have any guidance on this. I know everybody else is having this too. Eric says, "Hi everyone, I'm still having itchy ears." Yeah, my ears were weird yesterday too, especially. This doesn't seem to be going away from me. So I have noticed that there's been a much more of a purge through the ears lately, and usually the itching happens and then the purge. And like purge, what I mean is it's like you would call it zit because there's some kind of stuff coming out, and it's just like it's been in the ears a lot. I bathe, I have good hygiene, and it's just this is what's happening. And so I don't know. I'm with you though. It's really aggravating. That's the other reason why I don't sleep, is that my ears are itching. Like something's itching ears, and also I'm noticing like on my cheekbone line, really at night when I'm trying to sleep. Hello, Sherry. Hello, Esther. Hello, Mia. Hello. Hello, Diamond Heart. Kelly, hello. Jackie, good to see you. It's so cool. Thank you for always doing these, Jackie. Oh, thank you, Jackie. Hello, Samantha. Therese, good evening from Sweden. Hello, Jasmine. Hello, Pamela. Hello, everyone. Good to see you, Jasmine. Tess, what's with the brain zaps? They are scary. Okay, yeah, they're annoying, but you know what? They can be really cool. They can be really fun. I've had some really awesome, I'm saying the word really a lot, fun things with it. Because especially since once I kind of just release myself into it, like um, I don't know what the right word is, just accept and just open consent. Just okay, here it just we're gonna do this. We're riding this wave. I give myself over to it. Then all of a sudden, it turns into something really phenomenal. It's really cool. There's like bliss and euphoria and just like, oh, I don't want to leave this place ever. And then the ear, that's when the ear ringing will come in. It's very loud ear ringing, and that happens to pull you from the bliss because it's you're supposed to be here too, and so it kind of brings you back. Every time I'm like, frustrating. Hey, Jackie's also on Facebook. Hey, it's fun. I'm airing on both places. I know how to do it now. The reason I know how to do it now is that the zoology stuff, like so Todd Medina, they're the zoology group are going to be in Sedona for the equinox on the, I think the 24th is their first show. You'll probably want to go over to his site to see that the location and everything like that. However, while on the road, just like has happening to everybody else, technology is failing, and so a lot of the connection and ability and just the hardware as well as technology is just collapsing. Anyway, so I will be airing today's show, the 2 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 10 p.m. UK time show. It'll be aired through my platform, through Facebook and YouTube on my stuff, and then it'll go over to the zoologynetwork.com platform for the recording to watch replay at a later time. And in the meantime, I learned how to do this. So it was really cool. So now I'm able to do on multiple platforms. And I'm skipping ahead a little bit. Feels like, Diamond says, feels like we are literally on all levels of the death portal. Okay, we definitely were. So we're in front of the three portals. This is true. But I don't know what the death portal is. It feels like a life portal to me. As the acceleration occurs, people leaving all the old. Oh, I see you're saying all the old in us must die for the new. True. Reset for me. Not easy yet grateful. Yeah. So a lot of people are purging in a lot of different ways right now. That's unpleasant. It's unpleasant only when we're in resistance of it. And there's no real way to teach non-resistance because it's a natural or it's been conditioned into our and indoctrinated into our just way we interact with the world for so long that it's a system that we use for everything, in every decision and categorization that we make in our daily lives as we interact with and find new information. That's what we do, is as we categorize these things in this way. So it's one thing at a time, learn to uncategorize. And so it takes a little while. In the meantime, when we uncategorize, then we get to purge it. See, the whole point of telling one story is so you can release it. It's not so you can get better at telling it, and like, it's also allowing yourself to tell it. And however that is, sometimes it's just simply observing it in your own self, and sometimes it's speaking it, and there's not always a availability for people to find individuals who will listen to them speaking it out. So there's other ways of doing that. Pardon me. You can do it by writing it down, making poems, songs. I've always been a big writer. I've always written, even when I didn't know how to. I guessed, and like, this has been a means of release, as well as other art forms, music, drawing, like sketching, craft, or sculpting, and collecting things and making them be something. All of these things. Excuse me, I'm having this thing going on. Extremely tired says live Your Truth TV. Extremely tired, loss of appetite, sinus congestion, vertigo symptoms. This is so crazy. Yeah. Okay, so let's talk about that for a second. So the loss of appetite, I'm full on with you on this. I'm having the sinus congestion, the vertigo. That's what I wanted to touch on for a second, because this has become very, very pronounced for everybody. And it's vertigo is the word that people are using. And I think it's because when we, it explains what the sensation occurs when a person is having vertigo, then they're able to see really far away and really close, right? Because it goes, woo, 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 like this, right? Well, this also is what it looks like when you start to see dimensional frequency in front of you that you've not been able to see yet, right? So you're starting to see, oh, wow. And the very air has color. It's like a rainbow. Like all this stuff's rainbow around us. It's really pretty. And it's really easy to move around and to shift and to interact with. And so a lot of us are starting to see these things, and it's like, it feels like vertigo. And then there's also a realization. So the way our gravity works here isn't completely lined up with the way that it works in this other place. And so we also notice that, so standing straight would be like this, that when we go to this other place, then we feel like we're like this. So there's like this, whoa. And therefore a lot of us are having this. It's really crazy. It's really crazy. Well, regarding appetite, follow your body. I mean, a lot of people are going into the juicing and only wanting to drink their food, and that's just what's going on, and I'm finding that I'm not really wanting any food. And then all of a sudden, after like a day or two of just not having an appetite, like it'll usually be about bedtime, and all of a sudden I'm like, I'm getting my grub on, get out of the way, and like, it's just a back and forth thing. So everybody's different though, follow your body. Carmen, hello, brother. Good to see you. Vegan Vixen. Oh, thank you. She sent 777 or 777. Squishy hugs to you too, Pamela. Much love to you. Oh, I just love you. I am so blessed to have you all in my life. Jasmine says, today I'm feeling much better. I'm feeling better. Previous 2 days were awful. Belly pain, digestive issues, exhaustion, and irritability. These things are all really super common right now. All the things that you just said. So we should also just, kind of take a minute to highlight this belly pain thing, this area, the digestion and exhaustion and irritability, bouts of frustration and also anger, not even knowing where it's coming from. I didn't personally feel the anger part. I did notice the bout of frustration, that just you would call it irritability probably. It's just like, whoa, I'm just really frustrated for a second. You feel like almost like a little bit for a second, like you're PMSing. It's like, that was really irrational. I just felt really upset for a second. These things are moving through us, and remembering that we're talking about these emotions because we've for so long forgotten that we've been misguided and letting them be the ones who were in charge when the emotions aren't actually even part of us. They're a passenger. They're a fellow traveler along the road with us, and definitely have some useful um, the helpful things that they bring to the table. They're not in charge. And not only that, they don't, you can decide whether or not you want to have them. It's like I was telling, I can't remember who I was telling now. What I was saying, it's like this carrot. It's like commercials. It's like, do you want this carrot today? Do you want this carrot today? It's same with these thoughts that come in. The first like 3 to like, I don't know, like 13 or 14 seconds of a thought isn't really your thought. And same is true for your emotion. As those emotions and those thoughts come in, they're being invited. It's like you're walking in like a heavily populated pedestrian road, and you can either let the pedestrians pass by, or you can grab them and say, talk to me. You know what I mean? And so people will often grab onto these pedestrians, these passersby, and say, I need to be upset right now. And so thank you for bringing me this emotion so I can process this. And some of us are doing it where we're like, it feels like we're a victim of circumstance, something that's coming out of nowhere and hitting you. And so knowing they're not you and that you have choice is really empowering. Craig's Place says, enjoy the ride because it's on now. It is on now. We are on the downward slope. The way it visually is represented for me, this was a really cool vision. And I was feeling it already, so that's why the vision came, is that we're on the downward slope part. So it's like we're on a really cool like water slide, like one of those that have like it's like a pretty big deal one. And so we can feel it too. Like you're like, wow. So we have this energy moving. A lot of us are purging the last little bits. And so finding this letting it to move through will really help. And releasing it, letting yourself cry, releasing it. If you can cry, laugh. There's some really cool groups that we do. They're laughing yoga. And they've been doing it for hundreds and thousands of years, where people just get together and they just laugh. That's the goal, and laugh for as long as you can, finding things to laugh about. If you can't find the tears, let the tears come out. A lot of times, the best things that I've found to trigger those things, I haven't had to trigger it on purpose for a while, but it's those compilation videos of random acts of kindness. It's one of those like pregnant lady things, the Hallmark commercial kind of thing. Oh, people are being nice to each other kind of stuff. It really gets the tears going. So Amber Joy, yes, I feel the heart giddiness. My heart is feeling so full of love during the lower dips. Yes. Oh, I'm so happy that you're feeling this too. It's so great. Thank you for helping to support everyone with such love, Pamela. We got this. Yes, 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 we totally do. Oh, you're so beautiful. Thank you for your share. Yeah, it is definitely, and it's getting better and better. Jackie says, please hit the like button to help Pamela's channel. Thank you, Jackie. I really appreciate it. Diana says, hi, everyone. Hi, Pamela. Hello, sweetie. Well-being navigator. Heidi says, not a body thing, not a body thing, but keep having random people from my past physically show up. Yeah, that's definitely an ascension symptom. We don't always realize it, that ascension symptoms aren't only just body things. This is happening for me too. I'm noticing what my expression is, not from my people from my past and this incarnation, not so much, but a lot of people are having that. What I'm noticing is that all of the individuals from the beginning of the before in soul form are all connecting now. And so we're finding ourselves talking to ourselves and everyone we talk to. It's really cool. And really, like, how do you it just is, and it's beautiful. And it was beautiful. Cheryl, or Mia says, Cheryl, they feel your emotions, such a love they feel for you, dear. I think I missed this Cheryl's comment. I do know that a lot of energies that aren't typically drawn to us, that we don't normally have in our spherical energy space, have been coming to us a lot more lately. And this is due to the fact that we're turning our magnet on. So our magnet is this heart center space. We have this heart center. Um, our heart chakra is really cool, and it sounds like a high powered magnet when that gets turned on, like this kind of sound. Only it's a lot better than that. My voice doesn't. I come from a family of singers, and I'm the one that doesn't do it very good. My kid walked like 4 or 5. I've got to decide several acres to come to me to tell me to stop singing because I was disrupting her. Like, I'm not a good singer. I just like to do it. Anyway, so it does, though, this heart center, as it turns on like this, as it's when it starts to vibrate or to make that hum sound, what's occurring is it is very much like a magnet, and then we draw each other to us. It's really cool. And then it's like frequency that's drawn. Each one of the magnets has a slightly different pitch, I've noticed. It's really neat, and they work together and they sound cool as you add each pitch, each octave to each other. It becomes a cooler and cooler and cooler, like surround sound system kind of sound. It's really neat. And some of these frequencies that are being drawn to each other aren't fully healed yet. Hey Chris, how's it going? And so as they're not fully healed yet, they're coming in and they kind of seem a little bit off pitch, and so don't go to them. Let them just do their thing. They'll figure themselves out, and they'll be here. So don't even worry about it. Everybody's got their purging they're doing right now. It's good to see you, Chris. Haven't seen you for a while. Karen says, my ears tell me when CMEs are happening. Ears and itchy face and nose, skull cramp here and there. Yeah. Hey, thanks for that observation, Karen. That was a earlier comment. Someone talking about, I believe it was Eric, talking about the itchy ears. I'm still having it too. Also, this headache stuff that a lot of people have been talking about. So remember, hello, Colleen. Is it Colleen or Colleen? My friend in high school is named Colleen, and everybody says it differently, and I don't know. Sometimes people will say it. It's good to see you again, though. I want to be sure I say your name right. Anyway, so yeah, we're all having these different purgings right now, and so as we're noticing our body purging, these our skin's changing. So a lot of this, like, purging from the skin, and then also having like acne like stuff. I don't know why we're talking about this right now because no one mentioned it, but this is what just got put in there. And so we're just remembering that this also this weird sweat that we're getting, it's all purging. We're being called and encouraged to drink more water, remembering that the water content of your body needs to be at its, as much as you can, 1, 2, 3, 4 right now, because this makes it so plasma can move through your system in a more efficient way, as well as the water is being used as a method or a vessel of purging. And so through the sweat, through the going to the bathroom frequently, these type of things, the mucus that's moving through our bodies, and then we're coughing up and spitting out and things. This is all a different version part of fluid also. So you're just needing to have more fluid added to your body. I know that wasn't too grotesque and detailed, but this is something. Jacaranda Marie, I'm having deja vu watching this. This is called the time loop. So people are looping time at the end of a timeline. It's really cool. Okay, so when you close a timeline, it's like Groundhog Day, kind of. When you close a timeline, it closes like an iris, like a camera shutter. Like it's like, and then when it gets to about here, when it's like almost done. Then what we do, it's really weird and cool too. Let's make so the timeline's here. What we do is then we'll loop time. We'll loop, we'll loop, we'll loop, like we're patrolling it while it's closing. It's really interesting. And so we're finding ourselves looping. One of the things that people are noticing themselves doing, behaviorally speaking, is that they're repeating an activity, obsessively repeating an activity, almost like they're stuck in some type of like the record broken kind of thing. Finding themselves needing to say the same thing or to watch the same thing or whatever. It's really bizarre. This time looping, it's coming through as deja vu for a lot of people. That's just really cool. Thank you for saying that. Danielle says, hi, Pamela. My hot flashes are not a few minutes, but last an hour or longer, several times a day and night. Oh, that's really unpleasant. Since 2 weeks, the weeks before, often cold chills. So I know what you're talking about, though the length of time is quite a bit more than what I've been experiencing. I do know that during the period of the hot flashes, specifically the ones that I'm talking about, often, not always, often also have heart palpitations associated simultaneously with them. You'll find that there's healing being done at those times. We are all going through a realignment, a rapid healing, auto healing, meaning we're doing it automatically, and it's self-healing. A lot of us are doing this, and we're noticing this is the main symptom of it, is noticing also spasms or muscle twitching, severe muscle twitching happening during these experiences. If you resonate with that, then that's a good sign. A lot of us, I had a really messed up foot. I broke my foot in a lot of different ways, and we repaired it about a year ago, when this rapid self-healing stuff started. It's really bizarre because it broke in a lot of different places years ago, and it didn't heal right. And we repaired it. We put it all back. The bone is straight now. And just though during the time that we were doing it, it was kind of distressful. It was like kind of unpleasant, and it wasn't exactly what I really wanted to have happen exactly, though the result was worth it. So I continue to engage and consent with it. So I don't know, man, that's what you're talking about. Tess Mac, I definitely know what you're going through. I was like that. Except for 7 weeks, I pass. It will pass. Keep surfing. Just keep swimming. Just keep swimming. Like the song in Nemo, sending you love and light. Yeah, that was really cool. Thank you, Zeta. All right, I just skipped a whole bunch. Hello, Maret. Yeah, deja vu, 100%. That's cool that I landed on the deja vu comment, because that's what we were just talking about. I love catching up. There's just so much crazy and amazing things happening. So Nezzy says, getting pain by my breast area. This is actually really common. Really, really common for everybody. A lot of people are having this anyway. And I'm really impressed and proud of you for saying that out loud. Good job. So yeah, there's a lot of things in association with this area of our body, as well as a childlike memory of the nursing process. There's something going on with this part. And I'm not sure exactly what it is. I can tell you that it's consistent, and really super common. Even adult children or children who are well past the nursing age, all of a sudden having conversations with their parents about the nursing experience when they were infants, and having memory of it, and wanting to engage in conversation and consideration of this topic. There's a lot about this. What is the symbols behind it? The nursing of the babe, the nurturing, the being sustained, safe, protected. The most calm and happy you will find a baby is in the act of feeding in this way. They're the most soft in face and texture and feature, and so they are the most at peace. And so there's something to this. I will be interested to find more going on, what more this is about, or trying to teach us about. Nezzy also says muscle twitching and leg spasms in the middle of the night. Yes, yes, this is happening a lot. And so this is the shaking out, the density that's moving out from us. Remember, the density is another wording for it is toxin. Toxin doesn't mean that it's poison exactly. It's just no longer in resonance with the frequency that you're now keeping. So congratulations, you're raising your frequency. Um, and so as we purge these toxins, our body kind of does these shaky out things, kind of like you would if like you had a colander of food that you're trying to get the water out of. You're like, you know, it's the same kind of concept that we're doing, is that we're doing this shaking out. You will notice this during rapid healing. If you do a professional or you meet with somebody who does healings like I do, um, it's during the transmutation process when there's actually like a moving of the thing and becoming more. You'll notice that you'll have a neurological response. Your body will just start to, you know, like, and it's kind of a weird experience if a person's not familiar with it. And this is also an example of this twitching out or shaking out that happens. Karen has a question. I had 4 people from my past show up in the last 2 months. Ooh, and isn't the past to stay in the past? I don't know how to deal with this. Well, um, this has been a story that has been reported a few different times by different individuals that this is happening with them. I've been noticing it too. The people from my past that I was like good about being, you know, moving on, and have been finding my YouTube channel. It's been really weird having people who actually know who I am find my YouTube channel. And so I've been having these conversations that I didn't expect to ever have. Um, I would say that whether they're coming from your past or that they're new individuals coming into someone's life, what the most common theme of this is giving us the opportunity to speak our truth, to say what's not okay, and to stand up for yourself in some way, and not to be an asshole. We're not going in there to like cause a scene and be, you know, it's simply giving you the chance to say no with love. We don't always have to say no in an unkind way. To say no is the most balanced love word that we have, because it's saying that I'm worth as much as you, that I won't, I don't need to sacrifice and tolerate, you know, misbehavior because I love you, because I'm a person of love, you know, and so that is a beautiful thing. And I found it happening over and over again. I had to keep. The other one is individuals coming into my life that made me need to either accept the abuse or to declare my self-worth. Once we declare self-worth, then our self-worth, all things that are investing and assisting the self-worth increases. The universe starts to reward you for declaring and for seeing this self-worth. So these are different examples that are just on the same kind of vein of this experience and that's happening. I agree with you though. It's just like, oh, I thought I read this chapter already. Since this morning, Jasmine says, feeling the need to connect with more people, sharing my experiences with others, and be more open. At the same time, I find it difficult to connect with people with which are not awakening. I know it's really difficult when they're like, they want to talk about, like, I don't know anything about anything that's happening in the news, like at all. And there's like a real judgment too when someone's like, throws out someone from random person's name and like something that's happening in the world, like I'm an irresponsible person for not knowing what someone else is saying is happening someplace. But yeah, I can't. The small talk is just like, oh, stop, just go away. Any of the stuff that isn't, I don't talk about anything that's not related to awakening. Basically, I mean, the joy and the happy and the party and the awesome is also talking about the awakening. The cool result of our doing our healing and our work is talking about yeah. So I talk about the awakening. Um, let's see. Kendra says agitation and frustration lately, anxious too. So the anxieties become a really common thing. The like, it's not our anxiety. And what I'm pausing to read into a little bit more because it's really interesting that some of the anxiety, it's usually always been the collective of the awakeners, the most recent awakeners. This is true too, but it's really interesting. We're actually getting some of the anxiety of some of these individuals in power, which is really interesting to notice that we're feeling that. I didn't think we could connect to that anymore. My elderly dad gets triggered by my light. Tess says, yeah, this happens to a lot of people. I noticed this. People will either get really upset or get really space invader. They're just like, hey, I'm going to hang out with you for the rest of my life. It's like, whoa, I'm Pamela. Nice to meet you. My son has been having severe panic anxiety attacks in the middle of the night, says Nezzy. 2 nights ago, he said he felt something touch his ear and something whisper in his ear. His panic attack lasted 1 hour. I can say that the most of my experiences like this when I was a kid were scary. And then finding out later on that it actually was me. It was actually a really good thing, and the energies that were coming forward were coming to help me. It's just startling because the frequency is so different than the one I was keeping. I don't know if that's what's going on with your son. Um, the anxiety of it, um, you can empower him by giving him the way, knowing how to discern and choose what energy you're going to have in your house and your space. um, he's really powerful, your son, and has the ability to declare who is and who isn't in his space. One of those ways is to shout, I love you. It works. To spray I love you at somebody, basically. I've had it where people have made holy water, and put it in spray bottles and spray it. You spray it like you do at a cat that's misbehaving. Um, you can make the holy water by holding the water and saying, I love you. You're amazing. Thank you for helping me. Thank you for, and just saying these nice things that, I appreciate you, type of things. And you can alter the chemical makeup of the water and let your son do it with you. So he's imparting his own expression onto this water, and so he knows that he's powerful. When you send out "I love you" to energies, if it is of love, it will answer back with love, amplified, an amplified dose compared to the one that you had sent it. If it is not of love, it will flee. For light, for the shadow cannot stand before the light. It's just how it works. So this works for everybody. So it's just really useful to have that empowerment. I'm not sure what Claire is talking about with the naked fall, but like I totally resonate that the way that people use clothes is weird. Like they're just clothes. They don't mean anything about anybody. Pamela, says Kendra, does the shaking up feel like anxiety? It does kind of feel like anxiety. It does. And it's like it feels almost like the tremors of too much coffee sometimes. And it's not as muscular as you would think, but sometimes it is. The ones that I find the most noticeable usually start at the base of my spine somewhere, and then they just kind of like, so I'm just like, but you're like, I'm not actually like tightening up from it. So it's just like observing it. It's really a strange sensation and kind of fun too, because you know what's happening. But yeah, my son couldn't move at all while having these panic attacks. Yeah, Nezzy, I understand. It's really hard. There's a couple of different. I'm gonna post it in the comments section of this YouTube video later. This helped me. I can't remember right now how it's to even say it. It's the most bizarre thing, but it's a chant that was really empowering. And basically it was bringing in the highest light, and it just having it playing really helped. So all right. So Stacy, oh, thank you very much. Character holding their hands together saying thanks. This is what it says on there. It says show. Okay, here we go. Thank you. Oh wow, you could do that. That's neat. Oh, okay. I have a new toy. um all right. Hold on a second. I need to make this person stop. Okay, Danielle, I find it difficult to cancel appointments sometimes when symptoms are too intense because some people don't understand. Um, yeah, it is. It's hard. Like, okay, so for the past okay. For the past couple of since the first, I've been really struggling. I've been really struggling with just everything, and I had to cancel a lot of appointments. And I didn't. I agree with you. I'm not the person who does that. There were a lot. It wasn't just me. It was also my family. There were just things that were happening, and like it's only starting to balance out a little bit. Where I've been able to keep a couple of appointments lately, and it's getting back to this homeostasis place. However, the way that this is occurring, it feels like it's going to happen again. And so if you can honor yourself and just be okay with, see, everybody I had to cancel with were understanding. They got it. They understood what was going on. They were okay with it. And so um allowing yourself to just honor yourself like everybody else would, and what you would give anyone else, and to take the time that you need. you know it's very peculiar and bizarre how embarrassing some of these words are for us to say out loud, like, I'm worth it. Why is that embarrassing? Why does that feel weird to say that, like you're breaking some kind of rule? And why does that feel dirty? Why don't you say it? Say it more. I'm worth it. I am awesome. I'm beautiful. I I deserve better. I deserve, whatever words are, these things are not saying that you're full of yourself. They're saying you're taking care of yourself just as you take care of everyone else. And how are you supposed to take care of anyone else if you don't take care of yourself anyway? My biggest struggle was letting myself take a nap. Like, this whole "you're lazy" thing was happening, even though it was only for a few minutes. It would just be this whole judgment that I wouldn't actually get any kind of recharging from doing it. And so allowing myself to just be okay with that, it was really, really helpful. So, I mean, allowing ourselves one thing at a time, one thing at a time, teaching ourselves that we are worth it, and that it's okay to say that you're perfectly exactly who you're meant to be at this moment, you know, and trying to compare and measure up is how we uh, gain deficiencies, how we lose our balance and become out of frequency from what we need to do. Tess says, I'm going to put that up because I can now. Look at that. Quartz black phantom crystal keeps negative energies away and cleanses the aura. Thank you. That is cool. I like that toy. It's a fun game. So my 7-year-old has been getting visits from. Let me put that up. My 7-year-old has been getting visits from some white glow figure and stares at him. That's very fascinating. So again, the same kind of concept that we were talking about with. Oh, I'm sorry, I can't remember who we were talking with about it. I think it was Nezzy. That this same concept, fill into it. You're asking who's calling, basically. A lot of us are having these energies coming in right now that we don't know exactly, if they're good or if we want them around. And so filling into it by you can also choose, this is probably the easiest way to do it, is to declare your space. This is my space and my space alone. No one may enter except upon invitation. Usually when I do this, I will naturally want to put my hands like this, I just and I break anyone's charge, anyone's energy from being able to enter my space. And then I declare who is welcome. Only those who are entering this space for my highest joy and highest good are welcome. All others are not welcome. And there is a declaration that's been had. See, a lot of us don't realize that for the longest time, our experiences were being done with assumed consent. And now it's time to remove our consent. And most people have, but a lot of us really, have kind of given it back, not sure. And so letting yourself remove this consent so you can then decide who it is and what kind of energy is coming through. This is really empowering. And for these little guys that are super strong, Zeta, like these little guys, you might be surprised. I'm sure because he's yours, but their ability, their strength, they're the ascended masters. They're the ones. And so, giving him some tools will really assist. Giving him the knowledge of his power gives him the ability to do what he came here to do. Tess says, Pamela, I can't nap. I wish I can get jolted awake from naps. I wish I get jolted awake from naps. Yeah, I know what you mean. I know what you mean. I struggle with sleeping so much too. Oh my goodness. And then you start to barely get a little bit of sleep. You're like almost there, and it's like then it's gone again. And yes, we got this, guys. We are on the same. We're actually ahead of schedule. Just to let everybody know, we're ahead of schedule in our goal here in the global ascension goal. We have made it more useful, made more use of the energy that was being presented to us, and so we kind of accelerated our awakening expression. This full moon that we are having at the end of the month, which is almost already here. So this full moon, I believe, is on the 28th or the 27th. I'm not sure. I'm sure you guys can look it up. I'm pointing out that this is happening so close to the equinox for a reason. The equinox is happening on the 24th, which is where Todd and Co are at. They're in Sedona doing the equinox celebration right now. So anyone who's in Sedona, look them up. On the 24th, they're going to be doing like a big gathering, a soulology, soul gathering thing, music and conversation and speaking your soul. And then in this equinox energy, we're also having this fourth super moon in a row. And we're almost to this crazy, weird solar eclipse as well. That's the ocular, the ring in the sky that we're going to have on the 14th of October. I mean, we just got through, today's the 17th. We just got through the 15th of the 17th window of this energy we knew we were going to be in. And that was like for us to recalibrate and find our stasis again, find our ability to focus and recalibrate. And now that we're here, see what happened to me? I had a light being or inner earth being or whatever. This dude showed up on the 31st / the 1st of the month, and I've been in autopilot. Like I'm just realizing some of the shit that I've said and done because I wasn't really in my body. I've been busy. I've been undergoing a rapid transformation of mind and body and frequency. And now I'm starting to kind of wake up a little bit and be like, what'd you kids do while I was gone? Kind of a thing. And it's kind of funny. It's really entertaining. But anyway, so a lot of us are doing this is what I'm trying to show you. That right now where we are is now it's like, okay, now we're kind of like blinking against a bright sun going, whoa, like, okay, what are we going to do now? Almost like in a daze and realizing where we are. Knowing that you're not the only one doing that really helps. So we're doing this together. We are not alone. And you got this, just like Nezzy says, Nezzy 1111. I love you all so much. I have to get going. I have to spend some time with the kiddo before my next show. So those of you who are good, I'll be back on YouTube, on this YouTube and this Facebook, to do the interview with Josie Jackson. That is through the zoologynetwork.com platform, due to just technology having a tantrum. So we love you. I'll talk to you soon. Thank you all for joining today. I'm not sure how to end this on, oh, there it is. I love you all.